Do you have to believe in magic for it to actually work? Such a good question that we're going to explore today. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can put tools, rituals, and practices in place to start shifting the beliefs that you might have about your own capacity to create magic in your life. Let's go. I have a question for you today. Do you have to believe in magic for it to be real? Isn't this a fascinating topic? And I want to talk about it because so many students that come into mystery school have these little limiting beliefs that often compound into a bigger belief on whether or not they are truly capable of magic. And so to ask yourself this question, do I have to fully believe in magic for it to work? In order to do rituals and spells or breath work or anything even simple? Do I have to believe it will work in order for it to actually work? And the answer is no, if you are willing to be open to try something different and new. If you are completely closed down and you are, that never works. Breath work isn't a thing. I breathe all day long. I'm fine. Breath work isn't going to change my life. I'm not going to do it. Okay, fine. I'll take 10 deep breaths. See, nothing happened. That's a closed mind perspective. If you go into something so simple like breath work with the idea of, I'm interested to see what's possible, that right there will give you the opportunity to experience magic, even if you don't believe that it's within you. Oh, such an important topic. And I'm going to tell you 5 things that you can do right now to help shift these little beliefs that you hold about yourself and whether or not you are magical enough or special enough to actually create magic that changes your life. My name is Tahverlee. I'm a high priestess, a practicing witch, and the founder of the Moon Temple Mystery School. And it is my mission in life to help you activate as deep of levels of possible of confidence and beliefs in your own ability to create life on your terms. Because it is within your hands to create and develop anything you want. Whether or not you are a witch does not matter to me. What matters to me is that you open yourself up to experience new possibilities. It sounds simple, but in order for us to open ourselves up to new possibilities, we have to explore, why do we think the way that we already think? No amount of spells will actually overcome the deep-seated beliefs that you hold in your body, that you have been taught through your community, through your families, through your own experiences, that you're holding on to so tightly that there's no room for anything new to come into your path. If you would have told me 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that as a seer, I have the ability to utilize my own visualization skills, combined with my ability to be open, combined with my ability to cross the veil and work from altered states, that alone could change anything that I truly desired in my life, I would have thought you were crazy. I knew I was a seer. I've always known that I was a seer. I didn't have the words or the knowledge to use like high level esoteric, words such as psychic gifts or spiritual gifts. And I didn't have practices on how to anchor it into my body. But I always knew that I had the ability to visualize and see. And I was an athlete my whole life. And I know that my visualization power, like my natural innate gifts in being able to visualize, was a big part of my success as an athlete. And so, but if you would have told me that combined with the skill of knowing how to use visualization and how to work from altered states could actually create my entire reality, I would have, my mind would have melted. But now I see it so often in students that come into mystery school and on my social media that a lot of people, this is probably you feel this call, like you feel this little buzz of electricity at the idea of creating life the way that you want. and you have some sort of spiritual gift already online, whether or not you have clear seeing or you just know things before they do, or you walk in a room and you feel energy in your body and nobody's speaking anything, but you can feel it. These things happen to us, and it gives us the template or the little tap on the shoulder that there's more than meets, the eye of what you've been told is possible. But we stop because we have these beliefs or these conditioned ideals that have been given to us from others. And that often stops us from taking that little hit of electricity and use it into developing our own gifts. Now, I want you to be able to do this, and I'm teaching it in the month of magic in October. And by the way, I'm going to give you these 5 things to get started to address the little beliefs that stop you from building a magical life. But I want you to know that for the entire month of October, every Monday night, I am teaching the most powerful magic you will find on the planet this year. You should join. The link will be in the description. And if you're watching this after, you can still come in and find the link and bring this magic into your life. Or you could sign up for the High Priest and the High Priestess program, which we start the 13-week intensive path in January. I'm going to give you as much as I can in October, and then in January, we're going to build upon that. So I want you to know that overcoming little beliefs are possible through practice, trial, and error, because we're not always going to get it right. When you first start using rituals and spells to build your life and you start creating or even just doing something so simple as breath work, we might not always get it right. And that's okay, because every time that you try something that's a practice, that's how you get better. But first, number 1, I want you to go through, and this isn't shadow work. That's a different process. But to start, I want you to go deep into your beliefs about yourself. Because your belief about magic and what you can create in your life is actually the deep-seated nuggets that you hold about yourself. If you feel that you're only good at this one thing, or you're only known for this thing, or you're only good as a mom, or maybe you don't think you're a good mom, or that you'll never be this or you'll never be that, those beliefs actually are the beliefs that come in when it comes to your magical practice. So I want you to, number 1, explore the beliefs that you have about yourself and whether or not they are really true. And that's a deep dive process. And you can, of course, go to moontempleschool.com. I have tons of programs, especially in Extraordinary, that will help you explore what stops you, or where do these beliefs come from and how to shed them. But start there. Explore your beliefs about yourself. Is it from your friends, your family, your spouse? Who has imprinted on you what you believe to be true? Is it really your belief, or is it someone else's that they've given you? If it's not your belief, start asking yourself, could there be a different story here? Is something different possible than what I've been told? And then number 2, while you're doing that, and I think that exploring the beliefs that we hold about ourselves is a lifetime of work. It doesn't happen in an hour class. It doesn't happen in a YouTube video. It happens in deep exploration and self-awareness and learning more and more about yourself. And honestly, I'm still uncovering things about myself as I continue to grow, and as I plan to release and publish my first book this year. I mean, I bump up against my own edges of beliefs on a regular basis, and I've been doing this work for a while, but I know that it's a continual unfolding. So while you're doing that, number 2, I want you to start practicing working with your own energy every day. Having a daily energetic hygiene practice, meaning starting your day with breath work, with meditation, with clearing your field, and experiencing the day, and then at the end of the day, dumping any energy that has been accumulated and going to sleep with fresh energy. And doing this over and over again allows you to start becoming aware of how you create in your life based upon your energy alone. Meaning, if you wake up every day and the first thing that you do is go on social media and you see all the people doing all the amazing things, and you realize you're not enough, you don't make enough money to do the things that everybody else does, or you're not successful enough, If you start your day in that energy, or even if you start your day as the victim, meaning life is so hard for me, nothing ever works out in my favor, everybody has it easier, things are always a challenge. If you live in that energy every day, you're actually creating more of it. So I'm challenging you to shift that energy in the morning, dump it at night, like bring your energy to neutral. And I have lots of tools. You can, scroll through my videos here, or you can join one of my programs. I challenge you to spend 30 days doing work on your energy morning and night. And you will start to see the things that you thought were always working against you start to change. Because when you change, your circumstances change. So if there's something in your life that you don't like or you believe to be true that's always negative, change yourself and your circumstances will change. I promise you. Number 3, if you have a practice already in place, or you've done number 1 and number 2, I want you to start increasing the length of your meditations, increasing the length of your time in nature, and decreasing the amount of time that you spend doing useless things. Useless things such as scrolling social media, spending extra time with people that don't make you feel good. I want you to tip the scales of more time for yourself, on yourself, with yourself than with other people. And I want you to do this for a couple of weeks and then start charting how you feel in your body. So that would be number 4, is write down how you feel when you start spending more time with yourself than you do with others or on social media doing mindless tasks. And then number 5, I want you to start tracking everything that you feel in your body with all the activities that you do. Now, you might say, well, that sounds like a lot. It doesn't have to be. If you start with 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, and then maybe, and those are for energy on yourself, and then maybe once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks, you do a deep dive into your beliefs about yourself. And then maybe once a month, you do an hour-long meditation. Maybe you add that in over the moon cycle. And then you journal your whole experience. These are small snippets of things to change or to add into your life that will start to change what you believe you are capable of when it comes to magic. Because that's the question I asked at the beginning of this video. Do you have to believe in magic for it to actually work? And the answer is no. You have to put practices in place and you have to have an open mind. That's it. You do those 2 things, then anything that stops you from holding the belief that you are magical enough, that you have the capacity to create life the way that you want, it will start to dissipate, because you will start to see your circumstances change because you change. Those are the most powerful rituals and spells that I can give you, are the ones that change you. Because when you change and your circumstances change, then you're like, okay, now I'm ready for the floodgates. Now give me all the big spells and the ceremonial magic and teach me how to do the bigger things, because I've learned that the little bits of change that I make on myself completely change my life. Then we bring in the big guns, and I'm happy to do that for you. Go to moontempleschool.com for all the information.